All right, it's gonna be the third video I make in a row, and this is gonna kind of be like where we talk about like medical stuff for me personally. So last year, about this time actually, I had gotten a gym membership. I think it was late June, but sitting in the office all day, working on computers because I work in cybersecurity. So I'm staring at a screen all day, and generally just it's like, okay, I need to kind of need to get moving more, need to go work out, and haven't really worked out consistently or hard in probably a couple of years, probably a lot since I retired from the Marine Corps 7 years ago now. Might have been 6 or 7, last year. But get the gym membership, and I'm going pretty consistently. I'm pretty happy, and I'm getting into shape, and it's like okay, I did powerlifting a lot, so I kind of wanted to get some of my numbers back up, and specifically on bench press, um, I just wanted to get to 315, and yeah, 315 is heavy, but like I've done up to 380 or 385 because I was in powerlifting, and you just lift heavy, and I really enjoy the sport of powerlifting, but it has beat my body up. Anyway, so I'm lifting from like June, and I have a good probably for like 6, maybe 7 weeks, and first 225 is kind of hard, but I end up getting that pretty good, and I'm moving up in weight. So towards the end or the beginning of August, I'm on 295, and I just kind of max it out, hit my max for the week, and go down, push, it's hard, but get the first one, go down again, and I don't even think I started pushing. I went down, and right when I hit like at the when the bar is basically touching, I just in my right pec, it's like pop 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 pop, uh, and it hurt. Um, Luckily, I was an idiot, and generally when I hit like the max or my 90% plus weight, I tend to get find spotters that can help me, and so I'm glad this time I actually did. Um, and it hurt. Like I just left it. It's like, oh God, get it, take it, and we lifted off, and my chest, like right here, was just instantly numb, and yeah, I hurt myself, um, but I've never felt that before. Um, it was a really ugly feeling, and I think it was might have even been on the Thursday or Friday. So go through the weekend, and um, not really swollen, but my chest was kind of misshapen. And when I would like try to push my hands together, stuff like that, we can kind of even see the chest right there. Um, it would it was pretty painful. So by Sunday, I started getting bruising like all down here and like in parts of my chest. I kind of wish I would have taken videos because you can't really see it anymore. Um, but by Sunday, I was like, okay, something actually happened. I'm gonna have to call on Monday. So I'll call on Monday. I think I'm able to get in there uh, Monday or Tuesday, and get the referral for the orthopedic. Um, and I think the orthopedic, I tried to pull strings, and it was going to be almost 2 weeks from the time that I injured myself to the time I got to the orthopedic. I think I saw the orthopedic. Might have been on I think it was on a Monday, and yeah, he looked at my chest and said, yeah, you pretty much tore it. So uh, we scheduled surgery, I think that week for that Friday, and then we just did a confirmation MRI, so he could look and see what's actually going on before he actually slices me open. Um, so hurt myself at the beginning of August, and I got like by August 21st or something like that, ended up getting the surgery, and for the most part, it was like uneventful, like pain, stuff like that that you would typically have. I think I have a decent pain tolerance. Um, So generally, like I only take pain meds for like 2 or 3 days, and then I don't like how they make me feel, so I usually get off of them. And most of the time, I don't even need Advil after that. But I baby it and kind of I don't do anything for 6 weeks. It's basically in a sling for 6 weeks, and then I start after 6 weeks. I kind of start getting movement and everything. And one of the things that I noticed is anytime I stretched, because I would try to stretch the chest, and it's still stiff now, but man, but I would stretch, and it was really, really like really tight. Um, but you know, I go a couple months, start working out, um, and at first I'm only doing floor presses, so like my elbows don't really even go past my body. So I do that. I've completely changed how I work out. Like I basically don't do bench, like traditional bench. I don't do traditional incline. I haven't been able to do squats or deadlifts since I like hurt my back. But I could do dumbbells, um, a lot of like machine bench, and oddly enough, like I really like some of the cable bench machines because they, I don't know, whatever reason, it just hits it just right, and it like it's a deep burn, it's a good burn. But yeah, like I'm sure if you talk to old powerlifters and old bodybuilders, you have to change how you work out as you get older. Um, and I was just an idiot, and I was trying to like work out as if I was like a 25-year-old, and my body broke. But what I like the whole point of this video is um, last weekend, not doing anything. Um, I think I don't even know what it was. I think I noticed I was just kind of sleeping on my side or whatever, and I felt like a really like a knot, and it was like more swollen than normal, and it was a little touchy, but I really didn't think like okay, whatever, maybe I've tweaked it or hurt it because I've kind of sort of done a little bit trying to get back into things. I've like pushed myself too hard, and then I've kind of paid for it for a week or so. But it was pretty bad. Like if I sat right here, it would be somewhat normal, but then if I moved my arm out, it would literally like almost as if there was a golf ball under my skin, like it was that prominent. Um, but I don't have pain anywhere. Um, when I would go to stretch, like I don't have the tenth of the tension that I used to have here. But I was really concerned that somehow, some way, like I tore it again. Oh, also I didn't have any like fresh bruising or internal bleeding like that I had when I originally hurt myself. So it was really kind of peculiar, where like I could squeeze things like that. I wouldn't have pain. I could stretch and not have nearly the tension that I would have here. Um, it was sore to the touch, and it's still sensitive. Um, and then all throughout this week, or I went. So Monday I called, and think I was able to get into um, my primary care physician on Tuesday, and he put out the referrals, and I was able to get to the orthopedic on Wednesday, um, and we scheduled an MRI for this coming Monday. Um, so what kind of what happened? I don't know. We're gonna get a confirmation on Monday on whether or not I actually retore my pec. But one of the things that both the the PA, the physician assistant, I think it was a physician assistant or like basically a PA, was saying that it could have been all the scar tissue that was there finally just like popped or gave way or whatever the medical term for it. Like I because I've kind of massaged it and stuff like that. I guess it I broke up some of that scar tissue, and like in doing so, like sometimes whenever you break up scar tissue you have swollen. It was really swollen, but that was last weekend. It looked like I had a golf ball, and I'm going to get an MRI tomorrow, and uh like it's barely noticeable, more noticeable than like what it uh, barely more swollen than what it was like before all this stuff happened. It's confirmed, and I'll let y'all know on one of the subsequent videos. I can't. So aging sucks. 'Cause like for me, I don't know. My After I broke myself, tore my chest the first time. Every time I go to the gym, I tell myself, okay, my whole goal is to come out of this uninjured, like do no harm, like just kind of like a doctor. Like I want to be fit. I want to be as healthy and fit as I possibly can for my body and for my age. But I got to get a lot better at kind of listening to my body. And this kind of brings up all the thoughts that I had in my head before then. Because like when I get on a roll, I tend to like push myself really, really hard. I don't know if it's just like something, the screws, loose in my head, and like when I, put 100% in, I put 100% in. So like my max is my max, because I do maxes expecting to fail occasionally, and do. But I need to, kind of figure something out. I already don't do squats and deadlifts. I pretty much don't do bench. I don't think I'm going to do bench again. But I think, I don't know. There might be some things, curls for the girls or stuff like that. I'm already trying to lose weight. I go between 225 and 230, but I think my goal, I do want to lose body fat, but also want to get like smaller to a point. Kind of like, quote unquote, get down to my fighting weight according to the Marine Corps standards, which would be about 191, 192, something like that. So that's kind of my goal. So yeah, like I said, it does hurt getting old, but it also sucks getting old. And I usually hate saying I used to could. I used to be able to, run 3 miles and nothing. Like I would run it like no harm, no foul. Uh, Used to be able to like just recklessly abandon, like just lift my butt off for what I could, and generally like I would just improve and grow and stuff like that. Can't do that no more. Um, so there is a couple programs, or there's not even like a philosophy, but there's a thing called functional patterns, where they do a lot of what looks like really odd stuff, but I'm probably going to start doing more stuff like that, just straight up for longevity's sake, because since I retired, like, man, it feels like my body's just gotten hard. Like, I can't, like, running is just hard. It takes me a long time to kind of like warm up and get kind of the blood flowing. And I don't know if it could just be a function of getting old. It could be a function of like abusing my body. Um, not, you know, I warming up or cooling down, or like proper eating. Like, pretty much not drinking anymore. The little bit that I am drinking, it's mostly just to get rid of my supply, because I don't want to pour like hundreds of dollars of alcohol away. But that's going to be a process that takes years. Um, Eventually, I might just throw some of it out. But yeah, besides coffee and water, like I pretty much don't drink anything else. Just coffee, water, a little bit of creamer. Sometimes, most of the time not, but sometimes milk or maybe whipping cream into coffee. Um, Everything we make generally from scratch. So like I eat pretty healthy. I probably could eat more. But I don't know. For all you 40 and 50-year-olds that have kind of abused your body, what are your experiences on like how your working out has changed, as you've gotten older? you know, if you have a pec tear story, I'd love to hear it. If you have any other injuries that have completely changed, like the way you've thought about, fitness, or like, I thought I was going to be a bodybuilder. I thought I was going to be, an elite power lifter and stuff like that. And then, something happens and it's like, okay, my body's not meant to be an elite level power lifter, or my body's not meant to be a professional bodybuilder, or maybe like for you bigger dudes, my body's not meant to be a marathon runner. Um, I'd really like to hear those stories. So, yeah, if you have any of them, please leave a comment. I'd like to hear them. And if you like the video, give a thumbs up. If you want to hear more videos like this, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.